For most of human history, we've been trying to answer one big question: what is life? And now, some scientists are attempting something even more ambitious. They're actually trying to build it. Not genetically engineer something that already exists, actually build living systems from scratch. So before you start imagining dinosaurs escaping from labs, we're not there yet. Scientists haven't created completely artificial life yet. No animal, plant, or bacterium. But they have been making some pretty fascinating progress. Now, to understand why this is such a big deal, let's start with something simple. Every living thing on Earth is made of cells. Cells are tiny biological factories. They take in food, generate energy, respond to their environment to make copies of themselves. Inside those cells are instructions written in DNA. Obviously, DNA is like software that tells the cell what to do. For decades, biologists have been reading that code, and they've even learned how to edit it and write it themselves. So back in 2010, researchers at the J. Craig Venter Institute created a bacterium controlled by a completely synthetic genome. In other words, the DNA inside it was designed on a computer and chemically assembled in a laboratory. The cell wasn't built from scratch, but the genetic instructions were. And that was a big milestone. Since then, scientists have been trying to work out the minimum ingredients needed for life. How many genes do you actually need? What's the smallest possible living cell? And can we build it ourselves? Now, some researchers are actually trying to create artificial cell-like structures. They're like tiny bubbles filled with biological machinery. They're not truly alive, but they can perform some of the things living cells can do. They can process chemicals, respond to signals, and in some cases even make biological molecules. It's a bit like watching the first aeroplanes. Didn't really look like a modern jet, but you can see where things might be heading. So why are scientists doing this? It's not because they're trying to play God, at least mostly not. If we understand how life works well enough to build simple versions of it, we might be able to create new medicines, clean up pollution, manufacture materials sustainably, or better understand the origins of life itself. Perhaps we could answer one of humanity's oldest questions: how did life begin in the first place? So right now, nobody's actually created truly artificial living organisms from scratch. But for the first time in history, we're starting to see some of the pieces come together. I've really just scratched the surface on this topic, and there'll be a lot more to cover in future videos, so subscribe and follow to stay in the loop.